Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the land of the free, the home of the brisket, and where this track guide will be taking place, in the Porsche GTE. Now, I think this car shows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, enough now. Let's actually get into the track guide. Before we do get into this track guide, a little disclaimer. This is going to be two different laps, but just pieced together, as I'm not really looking for lap times. I'm just here to show you how to take each corner, how to take it best. So coming up to the first corner here, I want to just pause it here. So the braking point is about, you can see it's starting to get dark, about 25 meters before it starts getting dark. Or you can use the white line. I know people use that, or you can use the meter board. It lines up with the line perfectly, so you can always use that. I like using the dark bit just because your eyes are always just focused on the road ahead of you, so using the dark bit will be way easier. Going into the first corner, what you want to know about the brakes is, especially when you have no ABS, it's once you start braking, when you're going uphill, the weight is all at the back of the car because you're going uphill. It will make your brakes a lot less likely to lock up, so you can push them a lot harder. Like, I've almost gone up to 100%. You know, that's a death trap in any GTE car, going up to 100% brake pressure. So you can really see going up the hill. And then I quickly let off the moment it starts getting flat, just because I've had it so many times. This is like my 23rd lap. I've had it so many times where I lock up and just go like almost straight on, and a lot of people will be doing that in the race. It's so easy. You sort of want to be parallel with this. You don't want to be parallel looking that way. You want to be parallel, almost setting yourself up for the exit of the corner. You can see here where I've spun multiple times just because of how hard this corner is. Coming up to the corner, being towards the left, being on this curb will set you up perfectly for this corner, and also the next one. As look, your car needs to be almost on the curb. Literally, the curb needs to be below you, so your wheels aren't on the curb, but they're sort of like on and off. One's to the right of the curb, one's to the left, and the Porsche is like almost perfect for that. As close to the right as you possibly can coming up to this corner, and then it will set you up perfectly for the left, right, even. This corners 3, 4, 5 is so difficult, man. Like, especially with the GT not having a lot of downforce, and you're also on a low downforce setup, which you'll predominantly want to be in because of how long this back straight is. It'll be really good for overtaking points. And high downforce will only be good for this first part of the lap and mainly the second part. But there's so many like longish straights that you can gain so much time. So you wanna sort of set yourself up, like each of these corners, before you setting yourself up for the next one. So you're less about trying to go quick through that corner and setting you up for the next one, and then that corner you're setting yourself up for the next one. So it's sort of like a pattern almost. You want this curb it exists, but like I'll show you later on. But you sort of want to get your wheel as close as you can to that, which will set you up perfectly into this one. What I found is, if your wheel is like how you did it on the other one, as close as you can here, it can latch onto the curb and then spin you off that way, which you can see with my tyre markings. So you want to be very careful. You want to almost like just stay just about off of it, like what I did, and it will set you up perfectly for this one as well. And what I gotta say is, through each one of these corners, you want to be braking before and through it, just to bleed off the speed. Look, a little bit of brake, a little bit of brake, a little bit more brake. Then going onto that corner and then through this one as well. Long right-hander, long right-hander. And then brake about when you get into a straight line, because these cars don't like to be broke when they're turning. It'll just lock you up, it'll spin you. The car's very unpredictable in that way. And you want to slow down as much as you can into first gear here. I know the track looks like you will want to go like here and go off and then sort of like cut yourself back in, but I feel like with the GT not having a lot of downforce, you'll go way too quick, and I've tried it. It's so hard. You want to set yourself up as far to the left as you possibly can. You might think, oh, you're braking early. Why are you braking so early? Look, it's a very long right-hander, and it's going uphill as well. Like, if I broke late, I'd be like over here, like I'd be cutting in too much. You want to sort of like follow this curb like how you did in turn 2. you want to sort of follow this curb. That bounce also pushes you further to the inside, which will then be perfect for this corner. You don't want to really attack the corner going like that, sort of. You want to like hop the curb just after this sausage bit here, and then perfectly on the throttle, as much as a track as you can use, hop this curb a little bit, and then coming down into this corner. Again, like the first corner, there's a black marking. Perfect. It perfectly shows you where to brake. You brake just before it. Boom. Down to first. You want to try and stay in a straight line as much as you can during the braking zone. Then cut in. This can be very difficult as well because you can't really see the corner unless your FOV is really high. So you want to make sure you've practiced going into this corner. I just missed the apex, but it's lining me up perfectly. You want to get on the throttle a little bit early. You want to get on it almost as early as you possibly can, just because of how long the straight is. But you also want to set yourself up so you're perfectly straight to get a good exit. So approaching turn 12 now. It's one of the easier corners on this track. You want to be braking around the 150 meter board. Boom, just about on it. I almost got up to 100% brake pressure again here, because this corner allows for it for some reason. A little bit unrealistic because you are going downhill as well. So all the weight will be on the front, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Down to first again. You want to try and almost get as much as your wheel onto this curb as possible. That little bounce just helps to slow you down, help you get into the corner. And then through here, down to first. Missed that apex, but you shouldn't really miss that apex, but I just messed it up on this lap. This corner can be very difficult, depends what line you take. I like to go very far out wide and then sort of like cut it in. You can always take that apex that's on the left of me right now. You could do whatever a lot of the time, but I like to set it up like this, far as I can to the right, sort of cut myself in. I did miss the apex. You do want to sort of be here, but there is a bump. You do have to watch out for that, because that bump can really offset you. It could like bump you off, could do anything. This is very strict off track. Even if you put one wheel, even if you only have one wheel on the track, like it'll really mess you up. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the first bit of the track, like turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can't really go off track because of the big sausage curbs, which is a big help. But if you do hit the sausage curbs, it does mess you up a lot. But so it is a little bit more lenient in terms of track limits there. But this corner, very harsh track limits. And then going through here. Hopefully in the post edit bit I'll show an F1 car going around this corner. When you watch a lot of F1, you see, oh, this corner's easy flat. Like, oh, it's almost flat. That's what you think. But this corner's nowhere near flat. Look, I'm already braking. In an F1 car, you're only lifting this bit, I swear. But I'm all the way down to second. I'm as fine as I possibly can. And you just want to be as close to this curb. Look how close I was there. Wow. Down to second. You want to try and do you want to try and hit this apex? It's almost a blind corner, that one. You can't really see the apex until you're there, which is very hard. There you go. That was so close to an off track as well. Down to first. That corner is very easy to lock up. You want to be very careful. Just about went to 70% into this corner. Boom. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I tried to go a little bit quicker through this one. I didn't really like slow down the pace a lot. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this track guide that I did. Yeah. Remember, all criticisms allowed in the comments. Anything you want to see, any cars you want me to do. Yeah. You're more than welcome to talk about it. Hopefully this will be better than my first one. Edit it a little bit better. But yeah. Thank you guys.